doing very well. I'm in love. Thank you. I tricked one. I don't know how. He's like, you're not like other girls. I'm like, not yet. My parents like him, which is crazy because my dad's super overprotective. He's got 4 daughters, so he's just like playing dick goalie. You don't have to laugh. He hates that joke too. His biggest fear was that one of us would become sexually active before we're married, and some of us have been activated. So that's... Can't take this back to Best Buy. I spilled some stuff on it. Those keys are sticky. That joke makes me sound like so much more fun than I am. I'm not a good time. Like, I've had sex with 2 people, 4 if you're Christian. Like, I'm not fun. No, I don't do casual sex. All my friends are like, you don't know if you like it. You've never tried it. I'm like, I've also never tried cottage cheese, and I know that shit looks nasty. It's all wet and bumpy. I don't trust it, okay? I had a friend try to convince me of this argument. She goes, you have to try it, Taylor. There is nothing more empowering than just, like, banging a guy and leaving. I'm like, yeah, there is. Have you ever made a dude's mom love you more than him? Oh, that is power. I still talk to Sheila. I was so afraid when I was younger that I would be bad at sex. Now that I'm older, it is so easy to be good at sex, you guys. All you have to do is approach it with the enthusiasm of a child, you know? Just put everything in your mouth. Yes. Yeah. Act like you're 4 and your partner's made of Legos. It is not tough. I didn't know if it was going to work out with my boyfriend when we started seeing each other because he is completely fine. He is just good. I don't mean he's perfect. Like, he was in a frat in college. He's basically a rescue. Yeah, I turned his life and his hat around. But he has no emotional baggage whatsoever, and I don't know if I like that. You know those people, they've never been through anything? He goes to bed at night, he's like, oh, good night. He's not like, oh, death. Like, he has none of that. Wakes up in the morning like, oh, it's morning. He's not like, well, why? Like, he has none of the stuff that I'm working through. He whistles, you guys, recreationally. Just walks around whistling like everything's great. I'm like, do you know who the president is? Like... This is disrespectful and a little suspicious. He's like, I'm in a good mood. I'm like, well, just so you know, every movie I've ever seen, if there's a dude whistling, that guy's the killer, all right? I asked him on our first date, I was like, has anything terrible ever happened to you? And he thought about it for a minute. He's like, you know that face white guys make where they're like, oh, I guess it has been pretty good. Like, the whole time, hot dog, thanks, Jesus. Like, they're just stoked. And after a minute, he goes, honestly, no. And I was like, oh, my God, because now I have to be the terrible thing that happens to him. Oh, I'm going to do it. Was going to do it anyway. I'm crazy, all right? I want to be the one. Doesn't matter which one. There are a lot of ones you can be. You can be the one they marry, the one that got away, or the one that set their car on fire. It doesn't matter. Just remember me, all right? Positive or negative, Hall of Fame, Hall of Shame, as long as my picture's on the wall, understand? Yeah. I want to be a good thing. I want to be the reason he quits drinking, but if I'm not, I'm going to be the reason he starts. If I'm not your happy ending, I will be your turning point. Okay, I can feel some people turning on me, so... I'll tell you one last thing. I didn't realize how easy my boyfriend's life has been until recently when I found out he's never had sex in a car before. Yeah, now we're back on Team Taylor. I'm like, never? He's like, no, but I'm down. I'm like, we're not brainstorming. Like, we have a home. Like, do you want to have sex in a car? He's like, I mean, sure, that sounds kind of hot. And I was like, oh, hop in, Speed Racer. Let's kill a dream. Because anybody who's had car sex knows what I know, that car sex is for children or criminals. It is for people outside the law with nowhere to go. If you've never had sex in a car before, that means you've always had a place to bone. That is the epitome of privilege, and I don't care to know you. If your ribs have never been bruised by a center console, we have nothing to say to each other. You guys are great. Thank you so much.